Hello, I'm Pastor Joe, and I want to welcome you to Impacts. Impacts is a video teaching series where I try to help nurture your faith in, your commitment to, and your relationship with Jesus Christ. Well, I want to apologize again. Last week, because of some pastoral responsibilities that came up, I did not get another video out. I had intended to, but just feeling kind of overwhelmed with schedule and all that, I just had to decide I couldn't. But this week, we're going to continue in our current Impact series where we are looking at some of the common road signs that we encounter on a daily basis. And we're going to look at these road signs to see how they might impact and help us think about our faith and strengthen our faith, our walk of faith with Jesus Christ. So today we're looking at a sign that actually may be the most common sign that we encounter. And that's the speed limit sign. So come on, let's get started. You know, one of the things that I often observe in life is that left to ourselves, left to our own thinking, we would live life faster and faster and faster. And the same is true on the road. It seems that every time I'm out driving, that there's always someone wanting to go faster than me. I can be going the speed limit or a little bit over the speed limit, and they're right on my bumper wanting me to go faster. We get to an area where the speed limit increases, so I speed up. What happens? They want to go faster. You know, and the truth is, we often don't like what the speed limit is, but the speed limit basically tells us what the engineers have determined is the safe rate of travel on that road. And these speed limits are intended to enable us to get to our destination safely. Sadly, it seems that time and again when you read reports of car accidents that at least one of the contributing factors often is driving above the posted speed limit. So we don't often like those the speed limits or the signs, but we've got to remember they are there to help us. Because the reality is there are times that all of us need to slow down. You know, one of my favorite verses in the book of Psalms is very simple, and it says, "Be still and know that I am God." I mean, think about it. What a verse. Be still. Take a moment to pause. Be still. Be still and know. You know, we live life at such a high pace, such a busy pace and hectic schedules. We just fill and jam-pack our days with activities and appointments and things that we gotta do or want to do. And the result of that often is that we're tired. We have less time to spend with our family and our friends. We often are so busy and we're going so fast that we don't take the time to enjoy the people around us, the things around us, the nature. And certainly one of the things that often happens is because we're so busy, we fail to hear or to sense the presence of God. And so we need to hear the message of that verse in Psalms. Be still and know that I am God. You know, Jesus lived a pretty busy life, and it seems that the more people pressed in on him, the more that people were wanting of him, we often see him steal away, step away from the busyness to have time alone with God. And again, then we come back to this verse, be still and know that I am God. It is so important that in the midst of life, in the busyness of life, that we carve out time to spend with God. You know, I've heard that Martin Luther once commented that he was so busy and he had so much to do each day that if he didn't pause for an hour 3 times a day in order to pray, that he would never get everything done. You may not can afford 3 hours a day, but I think the point of what he said is this, that in the midst of the business of life, in the midst of all that we need to do, it is vital, it is critical that we carve out time to spend with God. And that's my challenge for you this week. I challenge you to make time every day to go against the trend of culture and to carve out time for God. Make time each day to slow down. Make time each day to slow down and know God. Can you find 15 minutes a day? Can you find 30 minutes a day? Maybe you can find an hour. You've got to decide how much time you can find. But I challenge you to find time to just step away, close your door, find some seclusion, and spend time reading in the Bible. Spend time praying. And I will almost guarantee you that if you will set aside some time every day, whatever length that is, but be very intentional with it, if you set aside that time with God each day, it's going to have a positive impact on the rest of your day, your relationships, and just your whole life. Well, look, I do thank you for joining me for this week's video. I hope that you have found it helpful. I hope that you'll join me next week for the next installment of the Impact series. If you haven't already, do take the time to subscribe to my channel. When you do, if you click on the little icon there, you can get notifications whenever I post a new video. Well, look, I thank you for being here. I hope that you'll join me next week. And until then, I will continue to pray for God's blessings to be with you.